Sup guys, today I'm going to talk about this PC build that I just built for someone that is Intel based and not very good. It's a very interesting selection of parts in this rig, and I'd just like to talk about it and give you a little lesson in why you should do and why you really need to do your research before buying your own PC. Actually, I'd like to say something. If you have any questions you really want to ask and you have no one to turn to, my Discord is a great way to reach me. I'm going to help you as much as I can, and I've got quite a few people in that Discord who actually know what they're talking about when it comes to computers, and they're going to be able to help you out as well. So join my Discord, it's linked in the description. Very, very nice. Or you can message me on Instagram, and that works kind of well too. So let's talk about the parts of this rig in particular. So this PC is built with a i3 10100 from Intel, a 4-core 8-thread locked CPU that you can't overclock and stuff. It's pretty okay. It's not gonna be the best value, especially when compared to the 3300X from AMD, but that does cost a little bit more. But aside from that, it's a pretty good CPU. You got a H410 motherboard from ASRock that isn't very good, doesn't have great VRMs, and is ITX for some damn reason. You've got a 16 gig stick of Clev RAM. It's one stick, non-dual channel, and it's CL19, so it's a very high latency RAM, which is kind of crappy. And it's 2666 MHz, so it's not very fast either. In terms of power supply, we've got a pretty bad 500 watt 80 plus FSP Hyper-K, and we've got a case that is a TechWare Nexus M. It's an M-ATX case, and we have an ITX motherboard. I don't get it either. But this guy is a complete amateur. He didn't do any research. He didn't do any kind of Googling or anything before building a PC. He just went to the shop and asked for recommendations. And that's what I recommend you never ever do, because unlike me, whose job is to give you information and give you reviews and give you advice based on my experiences, a shop isn't trying to help you, because their job is to make money, make profits. And even if it's a shop I recommend and has good pricing, generally I find that these shops still recommend what's good for them rather than what's good for you. You know, they're trying to clear the stock that no one wants to buy. Because if they were going to recommend you a Ryzen 5, there would be no point, because that Ryzen 5 3600s, they sell themselves just by the virtue of them being a good product. So as a result, if you just ask a shop for their recommendations, you end up getting very weird, crappy parts. And also, I like to point out the biggest problem with this build. I haven't talked about the GPU yet, and that is the main problem. It uses a GTX 670 that he pulled from a rig, and this is a big mistake because it's a gaming PC that he's trying to build here, and the most important thing is definitely the GPU. When it comes to gaming performance, you want to spend as much money as you can on this GPU without, losing too much else on the rest of this rig. He went ahead and took an OGPU. He thought it would be okay, but the problem with OGPUs is that they often become unstable due to lack of driver support, and also because GPUs technology has been really growing and improving a lot, so that a new GPU or even a second-hand, say GTX 1060 or second-hand GTX 1070 is going to completely destroy something like the 670. The 670 is a really old GPU. It's from about 2013, I think, and that means if he was trying to get the best gaming experience for his money, he really made a wrong choice here, deciding to only upgrade his CPU, motherboard, and RAM. So there's that. Now, the other parts of this rig that I haven't talked about yet, we have a 256 gig SSD here, there's nothing wrong with that. And we've got a 1TB hard drive here, and there's nothing wrong with that. It was salvaged from an old PC, and a lot of people recommend it, and I absolutely agree. If you got a old hard drive from an old PC, take that, put that in your PC, and you've got a good choice. You've got a pretty good mass storage device. Now, for the case, this one's pretty good. The Nexus M is very similar to the Nova M. I think I'm going to review the Nexus M down the line, but that will be, a few weeks maybe down the road. For now, I'm just going to focus on the PC building aspect of things. So this video is not really going to be a PC build guide, although I could technically make one. It's really not that hard to build a PC. You just take your motherboard out, you put the CPU in, you put the RAM in, then you put the motherboard in the case, and then you screw in your GPU, and then you put the power supply, and then you put the cables where they're supposed to be. You just follow the manuals. Maybe because I've built the PC so many times it doesn't seem confusing, but if you watch Linus Tech Tips build guides, don't watch anybody else's, just watch Linus Tech Tips. old build, guys, you would really understand the basics of building a PC, because he makes the best ones and literally everyone else doesn't make it as well. You know, all those detailed hour-long stuff. No, not as good as Linus Tech Tips. He pioneered it, and there's a reason why they're so popular videos to watch, because he does it well. So if you want to learn how to build a PC, just watch Linus Tech Tips. The whole point of this video is more of a PSA to say that please just do your research. Just make sure you know what you're talking. Make sure you know what the store owner is selling you. Make sure you know what you're buying into, and make sure you know what you need. And if you want to ask any questions, you can always reach out to me in my comments, or even better, on Discord, linked in my description. And that is the best place you can reach me if you need PC help. So that's it for this video. I'm just going to end it off here. It's a very weird PC. In fact, I'm going to do some videos about its gaming performance. I'm going to do some videos about the TechWet Nexus M case, which will be interesting. I'm going to do a video about the i3-10100, and we're going to do a bunch of different things. So that's awesome. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys found it helpful. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. You know the drill. And once again, if you want to ask any PC building questions, my Discord, my Instagram, linked in the description, best way to reach me. All right, I'm gonna head out. See you soon.